Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm so excited to show you how to make chicken satay and delicious peanut sauce to dip it in. Let's get started. So here I have about 6 pounds of chicken thighs. You can go ahead and use chicken breasts, but I just prefer the thighs because the thighs are, I believe, more they're just juicier and they're harder to overcook than chicken breasts. My chicken thighs are skinless and bone in, but that's fine because I'm going to show you how to debone it right now. So if you were to look on the underside of that thigh, you'll see that there's kind of a line of fat that runs along the bone. That's where you want to make your first incision into the thigh, and then it will reveal the bone. And then with your paring knife, you want to go on either sides of the bones to essentially extract the meat off the bone. And then once you have the bone mostly revealed, I actually like to take the bone and put it against the chopping board with the meat pulled back and slice on the other side and just slice the bone right out. And the bone should come out pretty easily at this point. So once you have your chicken thigh deboned, you want to cut it up into about 1.5 inches thick cubes. So depending on your size, you might get 6 to 9 pieces out of your thighs. So once you have all your chicken thighs cubed up, like I do here, we're going to set that aside and continue to our marinade. Into a blender, I'm going to throw in half an onion, my garlic, and my ginger, 2 tablespoons of curry powder, a 1/4 cup of water, a large drizzle of oil, and then about a tablespoon of fish sauce to start. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend that on high until everything is smooth and incorporated. So as you can see, I'm using my high-speed blender, but if you don't have one of those, you can go ahead and use a food processor. And even if you don't have that, you can go ahead and just finely chop all these ingredients and stir it in and make sure just you chop it as fine as you can. After blending it up, I gave it a taste and I thought that you needed more sugar, so I'm going to go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of sugar. So actually off camera, I gave it another tasting and I thought it needed more fish sauce, so I added 2 more tablespoons of fish sauce. Since I'm going to be adding this to 6 pounds of chicken, so it needs that salt to flavor the chicken all the way through. So once your marinade is ready, bring back the bowl of chicken thighs and we're going to go ahead and pour the marinade in and stir it through, make sure everything is incorporated, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap it and leave it in the fridge overnight to marinate. So I'm going to get my sauce started. In a medium pot with a drizzle of oil, I'm going to heat that on medium heat. Once my oil is heated up, I'm going to throw in my massaman curry paste so that I can cook it out so it's not pasty and it gets very fragrant. As you can see, you'll see that it kind of gets stuck to the bottom, but I'm not too worried because that's kind of like my fond. I'm just going to scrape that up later on when I throw in all my other liquids. Right, once you've cooked out your massaman curry paste, you're going to throw in a can of coconut milk, which is about 13 ounces. And then we're going to use that to scrape up all the bits on the bottom so we can bring that into the sauce, and that's where a lot of flavors can come from. When your massaman paste has nicely incorporated into your coconut cream, that is when you want to add in your 1/2 cup of peanut butter, your 2 tablespoons of sugar, and your fish sauce, just about a tablespoon. So I go ahead and mix it all together to make sure it's nicely unincorporated and there's no lumps, and then I give it a taste. I found that my sauce was a little too heavy, so what I did was I added in a squeeze of lemon, and that's about maybe 2 tablespoons worth of lemon juice. You can go ahead and add more or add less depending on your taste, but that's what was perfect for me. I stirred through my sauce to make sure it's nice and smooth, and I've tasted it to make sure I had that balance of flavors. You want it kind of sweet, you want it kind of salty, kind of tangy, and you want overall creaminess. Once you've hit that, that's when you've got your maximum deliciousness in the sauce. So once your sauce is done, go ahead and set that aside, and then tomorrow morning that's when we're going to cook our chicken. So it's the next morning, and 2 hours before I'm ready to cook my chicken, I actually took my skewers and soaked it in cold water, just to make sure that it gets nice and hydrated through so it won't get burnt when you cook it. So after 2 hours, I take my chicken pieces and start putting it on my skewers. I averaged about 4 pieces per skewer, but if you have a longer one or shorter one, then adjust it to what you have. I'm going to be cooking my skewers on the grill. It's been preheating and it's ripping hot, ready for my skewers to go on. I'm going to cook it for 2 to 3 minutes on each side, and I'm looking for that nice golden brown on each side. That's where the flavor is going to come from. Now I know some of you guys don't have a grill. That's fine. You can cook it under the broiler. Also 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, depending on how hot your broiler is. Make sure you flip it flip it so that each side gets 2 to 4 minutes, and make sure you get the nice and char on the chicken, because that's the flavor that you want. So my chicken's cooked beautifully on the outside, cooked all the way through. And if you have a thermometer, now would be a great time to probe it. You want it to get it around 160 degrees. If it's slightly under, it's okay, because the Rizzo's reheat will just bring it right up. But now that we're done cooking it, let's taste it. So the chicken on its own is so delicious already, because you have the punch of garlic and ginger, and then it rounds it out with that earthiness from the curry powder. And then you take that chicken and you dip it into that sauce. Oh, it's just next level, because like the sauce is just so creamy and so nutty from the peanut butter, but then it gets balanced out with the sweetness and the saltiness and the tanginess, and it's just like next level deliciousness. So I say give this recipe a try and let me know how it goes. If you like this recipe, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, and in the comments below, let me know what you want to see me cook next. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.